Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Tuesday, April 7th, and this is our QOL Trading pre-market analysis. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button like this video going forward. I appreciate it if you do that. And down in the description, you can go down and hit the link for Discord so you can join our Discord community. Also, if you go to QOLTrading.com, you can go to our website and subscribe to our website there so you can get our weekly newsletter that we just started putting out. We've put out 3 editions so far. Getting into it today, durable good orders came out right now, 0.8%. Not sure what that's going to do to the market there. And then we had, these are all delayed numbers because the government was shut down here. So core durable good orders month over month, durable good orders month over month. One was 0.8 and the other was down 1.4%. I'm not going to lie and tell you that I know the difference between the two because I do not. Manufacturer. They're both manufacturer based, so I'm not sure how that's going to impact things. I don't see anything else that's going to impact the day today other than the decision that's going to be made by our administration whether we're going to continue bombing Iran or if there's going to be a ceasefire while negotiations continue. I'm not sure what's going to happen there. It does not sound too promising. My guess is there's probably going to be some kind of bombing, maybe not a full-out bombing, but maybe just some kind of bombing to let Iran know that this administration does mean business here. So let's get into things, and let's start out with the crude oil and the Brent market here. So let's go Brent crude right now. So what's interesting is that crude oil is inverted right now, which means that domestic oil here at the United States is higher than Brent, which is not really too common considering, which is not actually kind of strange considering what's happening out there in Europe because it should be impacting them more than it should be impacting us. So what's happening if you're going to the tank right now, going to the gas station right now, you're seeing gas prices really start to get inflated here around us. It's about $5 a gallon if you're using unleaded, so that's impacting things. So you want to see that kind of come down a little bit here. Right now we're looking at Brent crude. It's at sitting at $110 a barrel. You want to see that get lowered, get down here at least to the $104 a barrel side of things. Let's get over to crude. So crude is elevated, right? You see that $114 a barrel. 120 was when the war started. So you'd actually like to see this back down to closer to $100 level. Do I think that we're going to get back down to the $60 a barrel level? I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I think we're going to have a new norm of $100 a barrel. I think that's going to be there for a long time. So that's just my take on what's going on in the oil market. So let's go to the VIX right now. So the VIX, we closed this gap up. That happened from April 1st. We still have this gap down that's open from March 30th, sitting up at $30.34. So I would not be surprised if you get that push up there. So what's going to happen if you do get that push up there in the VIX, that means that the equities are going to have some downward pressure here. So, but currently we are below the 20-day moving average at $25.82. So that is good for stocks. That the VIX is starting to calm down a little bit, but we are hovering at $25.24, and this is the level that the VIX spiked up to on the first day of the Iran war. So we're right at that level there. So this is a line in the sand right here. I would say that this, if you were able to trade the VIX, this would be a level that I would take for a long here because this is a good break and retest level here if you were able to trade that. But I would say that upside on the VIX to close this gap would probably be a good housekeeping measure there. You do have the 50-day moving average sitting down at $22.25 too if you did lose these levels too. But I think that's it's good. It's calm right now before the storm, but we'll see what happens later on today. So a lot can happen with a tweet or a bomb or any kind of negotiations, which would be good for the market. Range bound. We are in a range bound market right now until something happens. You could see, I would say, since we came back down here to this fair value gap on this was on the 2nd of last week. Right now, we are pretty much sitting in a $100 range for the ES low of 65.69, and we basically got up to 66.69. So about $100 range we're sitting in right now. If you lose to 65.88.43, you'll probably test the pre-market low from yesterday, sitting 65.67. If you lose that, you come back down here, test this fair value gap again at 65.17.64. And then if you lose that, I think you come back down here. You'll probably test this 64.22.53 level from March 30th. And then if you lose that, 63.71.75 level is a September of last year's low. Upside, if you could break through this 20-day SMA, which is going to be sitting at 66.32 today, you push through, and you probably get some resistance up here at 66.53.55. Above that, you still have this 200-day moving average you have to get through, which is it will be sitting today at 66.80.45. Aside from that, it looks like we are going to be range bound. So I would say trade your levels, get in and out. Don't look for any big moves yet today until there's any kind of news that comes out. So that being said, let's get over to the SPY. The SPY is going to be a mirror image of the ES. You could see yesterday pre-market. So the SPY, we're pretty much trading 652. We're trading in about an $8 range on the SPY. Same levels on the SPY. 20 days sitting at 658.29. Going to have to get through that in order to push through the to get to the 200 at 662.88. If you lose this level here, 654.85, which is the March 26 high, you come back down here and you'll test this October low at 652.84. If you lose that, you come down and test this August of 2025 high, sitting at 649.88. But I would say that you're pretty much range bound today. Sitting $8 range, 652.48. 660 range. So watch that. Same thing on the NASDAQ. Everything is range bound today. I think except for Tesla. I think Tesla was the only thing that kind of broke out yesterday. Same thing here. Here's your range on the NASDAQ. About a $400 range. 23,981. You got up here to 24,482. A little more than a $400 range. So I would say watch these levels here. This is the pre-market low yesterday. If you lose that level, come back down here, this fair value gap. I'm going to probably get rid of this break and come down to this fair value gap, 23,696.75. So if you lose these levels, I think, it's going to be, quickly come back down here to these levels. Again, you're sitting right up here. You've got previous day close sitting right on top of this 20-day moving average at, I would say, 24,360.59. If you get above that, you'll probably move into yesterday's high, 24,452. If you can get through that, then you can move into the 200-day moving average at 24,610. And then above that, then you can start moving in the 50-day, which is sitting at 24,841. Aside from that, range bound. Let's get into the Qs. Qs, same thing. Range bound. Same thing on the Qs. Very, very tight range on the Qs. 583, 590, $7 range on the Qs. Same levels. Couldn't get through the 20 yesterday. 20 sitting at 588.87. If you lose this low, 581.93, which is March 24th low, come down to 580.74. If you lose that, speed zone right here, 578.64 is your first level. Down there below that, 574.63 is July 2025's high. I'm going to get rid of this this pre-market low. Then you'll come down to this fair value gap sitting at 571.88. So those are your levels right there. Again, though, we're in a range. Got to wait to see what happens, see what Trump does. Let's get over into Tesla. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and like this video. Tesla broke out yesterday. Downside though, unfortunately. Looking for some housekeeping. We were talking about this. I'll get over to our POCs. Want this POC level to get hit. 334.07 sitting here since September 4th of last year. If we get hit here, closes out our last point of control that's on the downside, then we can start moving up and then hitting these open point of controls that we have sitting above us. First point of control above us sitting at 388.90, above that 397.89, and then above that 455.12 and 478.39. Those are the point of controls. We are still below these moving averages. The 20-day is sitting at 381.66, 200 is sitting at 397.10, and the 50 is sitting at 401.55. As long as you're sitting below those moving averages, your moves every day are pretty much looking for pop and fades. Those are the ideal moves. That doesn't mean that you're not looking for longs, right? You're not looking for, flushing for levels and then looking for a long. Okay, so now today, what we're looking for, let's get back to our trading chart. So today, we're approaching some levels here right now. So this long regressional trend line here, this is from the high of last year. So if we lose that 346.64, which is yesterday's low, you have some downside you're going to come into, which is 343.82, which is your first level here. This is a September 9th low. If you lose that level, you're going to come into 340.55, which is a high from August of last year. And then if you lose that level, then you can quickly get to that housekeeping cleanup here that we're looking for, 333.78 point of control. This is our target, what we're looking for. I would say if you get some downside, I think that we can get this 333.78 hit within the next week or two. Based on the downside that's happening with Tesla, you could see everything is stair stepping lower. Upside, if you do get that pop in Tesla and you regain this September weekly high of September of last year, 355.87, speed zone, all the way back up here to this 363 level before you get the resistance. Yesterday, we spoke about this fair value gap. We had the fair value gaps that were set on the broader markets and the SPY and the Qs from last Friday. Those came down, and then on Friday, they spiked up right off those fair value gaps. Tesla, on the other hand, once it got through on the pre-market, it did not get through there. It did not pop up on that fair value gap. So that fair value gap, instead of it becoming a support, it became a resistance. And then yesterday on the open, it came up here and it rejected it like a champ. I actually took a short there on that big move. It was a big spike up. You had to sit in this trade for a little bit, but then you saw it reject. And if you stayed in this trade all day yesterday, you were a hero. Okay. So you could see rejected up there. Pay attention to that level, 368, huge level if you did pop up there. But paying attention to these levels now, down here, we are getting closer to what, to our goal here. And I said this before, that sometimes these point of controls, it takes 8-9 months to fill, right? So hopefully this will get filled within the next week or two, and then we can start working our way back to the upside, okay? So let's go over our 5-minute opening range trade and what we're going to do for today. So this is the go-to trade that we go over every day. Yesterday was a golden trade, right? So this is your spike that we talked about this morning, came right up in here into that fair value gap, that became a resistance zone. So first 5 minutes right here, your range was 361.46 to 367.65. You're basically a $6 range. Once you finally broke it at about 9 o'clock, it never looked back. You could have been in this trade on the initial break and never took any heat all day long. And you could have taken it all the way down to 346. So when you broke your initial 367, you could have gotten yourself a $20 move yesterday. A $20 move could have been $11, $12 on your premium. On a one lot that equals $1,000 to $1,200 on just a simple one lot. Right? So what we're going to do for today, we're going to have tomorrow's expiration date, which is April 8th. Where do we close today? So we closed 352, and right now we're trading at 347. So you can see we closed at 350. The premiums closed at 655. Because we are lower, this premium will come down. I would say that because we have 2 days of trading, it'll probably open up maybe threes, maybe even fours. So we're going to leave that call price up there with tomorrow's expiration date. And I had the 350 puts. You see these closed in the $3 range. I am actually going to change this to 345 because we are getting lower there. So we could get some downside there. So this closed in the $2 range. So I expect us, because we are currently, although we do have about 45 minutes till the market opens. So this I expect to open up in the $3 range when the market opens. So that's what we're going to start with today on the puts and the calls, both expiring tomorrow. So that's going to be it for this morning here. So again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, like this video, go down in the description and join our Discord community for this live trading that we do. And this is what you're going to see in our live trading room, this screen exactly. We go over the trades. I call out where I'm going to get into a trade and where my stop is going to be. And then I talk about my take profit. That's the most important thing, by the way, when you're trading. When you enter a trade, it's not about how much am I going to make on that trade. It's where am I going to exit this trade if it goes south against me, right? That's the most important thing. All trades are probabilities. Nothing's 100%, which, by the way, this channel is for educational purposes, right? So everybody has to do their own homework. On top of that, if there's other things you'd like me to cover, please leave a comment below. Also, we are talking about having a Q&A video, live stream video on Sundays. So if you are interested in doing that, please let me know a time that works. We're thinking a timeline anywhere from 4 p.m. Eastern to 7 p.m. Eastern, hour slots, right? So it's either going to be a 5 p.m. Eastern slot, 6 p.m. Eastern slot, or a 7 p.m. Eastern slot on Sunday. So leave a comment below. Let me know what time slot would work for you. I'd like to do a Q&A for an hour on Sunday and see how that works, and then maybe we could do something on a regular basis. Other than that, everybody have a safe day. Watch out for news. We don't know what's going to happen as far as if we're going to continue to this attack on Iran or if there's going to be negotiation. Talk to you soon. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.